a global platform now that Caitlyn will have coming into the professional ranks. So it's really a great time to be in basketball.
When we look at the numbers, I'll just do like a really quick scenario for you. When we look at the numbers and when we look at what the WNBA has earned over the past years and the entirety of the WNBA, the numbers actually make sense.
What would you do if someone offered you $10 million to leave your hometown? Sounds like a no-brainer, right? Well, Caitlyn Clark just faced that exact situation, and her answer, it's blowing everyone's minds.
My teammates get even better, be better for my teammates, and I know there's a lot of room for me to continue to improve.
So Caitlyn's rookie salary is a little over $300,000 for 4 years, and that's all that she's going to make in the WNBA. Now, I feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlyn Clark away from us. And
before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It makes such a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now back to the videos. See, Clark had a chance to go play in Europe for a massive paycheck. We're talking life-changing money here, but she said no. Why? That's the million-dollar question. And the answer, it's way more surprising than you might think. Picture this, Iowa's women's basketball games used to be ghost towns. Seriously, you could hear a pin drop in there. The stands were so empty, you'd think they were giving away free yawns instead of basketball. We're talking crickets chirping, tumbleweeds rolling, the whole sad scene. Before Caitlyn Clark came along, Iowa's women's basketball program was struggling big time. No buzz, no fans, no energy. It was like watching paint dry, but less exciting.
Like $180 to $200 million in revenue for the 2023 season, but those numbers were never confirmed. I cannot find a source that like confirms those numbers. The only ones I can is 60 million, 55 million for 4 years. And then you look at Caitlyn Clark's 300 and I think it was $38,000 salary that she signed for 4 years.
The average attendance? Let's just say it was depressing. We're talking maybe 1,500 to 2,000 fans on a good day. That's like having a party and only your cousin and his weird friend show up. But then everything changed. Caitlyn Clark walks onto the court and suddenly it's like someone flipped a switch. The energy in the arena goes from 0 to 100 real quick. But how much of a difference are we really talking about here? Let's break down the numbers, because they're gonna blow your mind. Remember those sad little crowds of 2000? Yeah, forget about that. Now, Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena is selling out its 15,000 plus capacity for women's games. That's not a typo. We're talking over 7 times more people showing up to watch. It's like the whole city decided to crash the party at once.
Like there's that 4-year period where you need to grow as a person,
but then the NIL comes into play.
Oh,
we keep walking right back into that.
Getting more and more people, and it's getting bigger, it's getting louder, and it's a very fun environment.
I feel like the WNBA could have capitalized on it even more, and if there wasn't so much drama in the league and the players weren't saying like, I've been over all of it. My channel's not going to turn into a drama channel. I'm not going to just constantly be complaining about things at the WNBA.
And it's not just about filling seats. The demand for tickets is so crazy, scalpers are having a field day. Ticket prices have shot up 30% since Clark arrived. People are willing to pay big bucks just to see her play. It's like she's not just a basketball player, she's a rock star. But here's the real kicker. The atmosphere in that arena has done a complete 180. It used to be so quiet you could hear the players' sneakers squeaking. Now, it's electric. The place is buzzing with energy. Fans are on their feet, cheering their hearts out. It's a sea of familiar faces, all there to watch Clark work her magic on the court. You know what's even crazier? This Clark effect isn't just an Iowa thing. It's spreading across the whole conference like wildfire. Other schools are seeing their attendance numbers go up too. It's like Clark isn't just a player, she's a one-woman basketball revolution. But hold on to your hats, because we're not done yet. This isn't just about putting butts in seats at college games. Clark's influence is reaching way beyond that. She's changing the game at the grassroots level too. We're talking little girls picking up basketballs for the first time, all because they want to be like Caitlyn. So buckle up, because in the next part, we're diving into how Clark isn't just filling arenas. She's inspiring a whole new generation of ballers. The Clark effect is real, and it's just getting started. So Clark's filling up arenas, big deal. But what if I told you she's not just changing how people watch basketball, but how they play it? Imagine walking into a youth basketball practice and seeing dozens of girls with Clark's number, all trying to shoot from half court. That's not fantasy, it's happening right now in Iowa. Let's rewind a bit. Before Clark came on the scene, youth basketball in Iowa was, well, let's just say it wasn't exactly setting the world on fire. Girls weren't exactly lining up to join teams. It was more like, oh, I guess I'll play basketball if there's nothing good on TV. But then Clark starts doing her thing on the court and suddenly something shifts. It's like she flipped a switch and every gym in Iowa lit up. We're not just talking a little bump in interest here. We're talking a full-on basketball explosion. And get this, there's been a 30% jump in girls playing basketball. Yeah, you heard that right, 30%. That's not just a trend, that's a straight up revolution. It's like Clark waved a magic wand and suddenly every girl in Iowa wanted to be a baller. And it's not just the numbers that are crazy. Talk to any coach in Iowa right now, and they'll tell you they've never seen anything like this. Girls are showing up to practice wearing Clark's number, trying to copy her moves. It's like every practice is a mini Caitlyn Clark convention. The demand is so high that local leagues are having to add teams just to keep up. They're probably wondering if they can clone Clark to coach all these new squads. But here's the thing, it's not just about more girls playing, it's about how they're playing. These girls aren't just showing up and going through the motions, they're playing with a whole new level of confidence. They're taking risks, trying those long-range shots, playing with the kind of swagger that says, yeah, I could be the next Caitlyn Clark. Take JG for example. She's one of those kids who's fallen head over heels for basketball because of Clark. She sees Clark as a blueprint for success, proof that you can make it big without leaving your home state. That's huge. It's changing how these girls see their future in the sport. This isn't just a temporary boost. We're watching a whole generation of ballers grow up with a hometown hero to look up to. These girls don't just see Clark as some distant star, she's one of them. She's proof that you can be from Iowa and still dominate on the national stage. It's like Clark has sparked a movement in Iowa basketball. Girls who might have never picked up a ball before are now dreaming of buzzer beaters and championship trophies. They're not just playing, they're believing that they could be the next big thing, that they could fill arenas and inspire others just like Clark does. So yeah, Clark's packing arenas, but more importantly, she's packing gyms with the next generation of players. She's not just a player, she's a game changer in the truest sense of the word. And this is just the beginning of the Clark effect. So Caitlyn Clark didn't just shake up a team, she's rewriting Iowa's whole basketball story. This isn't just about filling seats or inspiring a few kids. We're talking about a total culture shift. Iowa used to be all about wrestling, but now it's turning into a women's basketball paradise. Clark's decision to stay home and build something special is changing the game. She's showing everyone that you don't need to leave your roots to make it big, and that message, it's hitting home hard. The real kicker here is what comes next. Clark set the bar sky high, and now every young baller in Iowa is thinking, why not me? So the million-dollar question is, who's gonna step up and be the next Caitlyn Clark? Because let me tell you, that's one tough act to follow.